Welcome back to JenTalks, everybody. This post is a little bit later in the week because I wasn't 100% in my energetic energy. At the start of the week, I was a little bit under the weather. But thankfully, I've managed to take care of myself and I'm back to, I'd say, almost 95% energy. So we got to do what we got to do and mind ourselves when the energy drops. So let's get back to the law of attraction. So last week we skipped a part because we were looking at that beautiful technique called savoring, which is brilliant for building confidence and self-belief, self-esteem. So let me know how you're getting on with that technique. It's a great way also to inform your dreams, to think about it. The last thing you think about it when you go to sleep at night is something really powerful. So now we're moving into step 4 of visualization as part of manifesting, which is attracting or creating what it is that you want in your life. And visualization is one of these ones everybody thinks they're really bad at because, if we think about our learning styles, what we know for sure is we recognize in the world today is that we have visual learners, audio learners, and kinesthetic learners. And, you might be a combination of the above. But what it is that your preferred way of recording information and holding on to information can be one of the preferred styles. So in other words, visual is pictures, audio is sound, and kinesthetic is touching, experiencing, or feeling. So we're not going to get into that in too much detail. You can certainly look that up. I might do a talk on that another time, but just for you to understand that if you are struggling with visualization, it might be because it's not your preferred learning style. You might be more of an audio learner or a kinesthetic learner. I know when I first started attempting to visualize, particularly around meditations, visualization meditations, I had this block in my mind that, I can't do this. Everybody's so much better at that. And why, when the person narrates, you're walking along a sandy beach, I can't see the pictures in my mind. And I am a visual learner, so it wasn't even anything to do with my learning style. It was actually very much to do with a block that I had that, this was something that everybody could do except for me. So the first thing I want to do is kind of demystify that for you to say, we all think in pictures, regardless of whether we can see them in our conscious mind or not. So I want you to imagine it like this. I want you to imagine that some of us can see the pictures in our mind as if they're glued to the back of our eyelids. And some of us can see the pictures in our mind as if they're behind our eyes. So we can't actually see them with our eyes. So in other words, we don't see a picture right in front of us. So when we're talking about walking along the beach and the footprints, we can't see that as an image in our mind. Our mind still sees it. I know that's probably tricky for you to get your head around. The mind always thinks in pictures. We are teleological thinkers. And every single thought we have, and if you listen to any other talks, you'll have heard me mention this, comes in 3 parts: words, pictures, and emotions. So we're always thinking in pictures. So if you kind of throw that rule book out the window as to whether you can see images in your mind, you can still visualize. And visualizing is about the narration that you're putting into your mind. So you're saying to yourself, I can see the sand and I can see my footprints in the sand and I can see the water lapping on the coast, or whatever the story is that you're building in your mind. So let go of the struggle to see what's in front of your eyes and know and trust that it's automatically happening behind your eyes in your mind automatically. And you know what happens then, of course, because you let go of the struggle, pictures may start to float across your eyes and you may be able to see some of the images. So I hope I didn't start that too complicated for you today, but I just really wanted to get it in across that visualization is different for everybody. So don't let the thought that you're not good at seeing pictures in your mind put you off using the tool of visualization. So the tool of visualization helps us to further embed what it is we want to see in our life. So in other words, if you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. Our thoughts create our reality. And it's not just the vision that creates the reality. It's also, and most importantly of all the 3 elements, it's also the feeling that it conjures up, because that creates the emotion. And remember, the emotion is the energy in motion. So the visualization is a tool that helps us to see something so that we can identify with the feeling that we will have once that is in our life. So in other words, if I was trying to conjure up me, say, driving a brand new BMW, it's, yeah, of course, me seeing myself behind the wheel is a part of that, but it's the imagination that takes place. Imagining yourself holding the steering wheel, what it might feel like, what is it that I want that's missing in my life right now that a BMW is going to bring? Is it a feeling of success? Is it a feeling of, grandeur? Or, what is it that I'm trying to bring in? So when I'm behind the steering wheel, is it excitement? I'm imagining myself driving, but I'm also conjuring up the emotion that I would feel when that becomes true for me, or if that was true for me. And that creates the vibration that goes out into the universe as a rocket of desire and can only come back to us. So yes, the pictures are important, but the pictures are an element of feeding the emotion. So that's why the narration is just as important as somebody that sees the pictures in front of their eyelids or somebody that sees them behind their eyes. So you're still inputting that information into the mind so that you can conjure up an emotion that's going to create a ball of energy that goes out to the universe. I hope that makes sense. Feel free to ask questions if it doesn't, and post comments in the chat, or contact me directly, as a lot of people do. And I get that, because not everybody wants to be all over social media with their questions. They might be private. Throughout the week, people contact me directly with different questions, and I'm always happy to reply when I can. Then the other part of visualization is things that will trigger, I suppose they'll trigger your life, your thoughts around the new life or the new item that you want in your life. So if you're thinking about something, like say I was thinking about buying, I was calling in a BMW, I might buy car seat covers for the BMW, or I might stick the BMW logo on magnet on my fridge, or I might buy a BMW key ring, and we're going to move in the next couple of weeks into how to recall the emotion. I'm going to teach you a neuro-linguistic programming technique that'll help you to recall some emotions from the past, and also to imagine some emotions that you want to feel in the future. So to basically flick up emotions that at any given moment, you can just bring an emotion of confidence or pride or success into a moment to help us linger on that emotion and send out that vibration. And then we're also going to look at how to prepare for our life when our new item or goal or emotion or whatever it is that we're manifesting comes in, and that's called action. So how we follow the trail of breadcrumbs and how we prepare for our new manifestation to arrive. But for now, what we're looking at is, what kind of things could I surround myself with that could trigger a visual representation of that item that I'm manifesting? So if it's, a new home that you want, or if you started to buy shells for the new home, paint for the new home, and it's not so much, that's very much in the preparation category, but it's also, visual things that trigger like a visual representation. So it might be, a photograph of your new home, or a photograph of something similar to your new home that you can stick on your fridge, or you can put beside your bed. Or, it might be the deeds of a house, a photograph of the deeds of a house, so visual representations of something that will trigger your reminder that that is on its way to you. And when you think about when the trigger hits, the most important thing is that you drop down into the emotion of like, oh my God, I'm so thrilled. I got my new house now, or I got my new car, or I'm in this loving relationship, or whatever it is that you're manifesting. So that's why vision boards are really popular. And what people get wrong about vision boards is they create vision boards covered in items of things that they want. And really what they forget about is the emotion, or how their life is going to be different and how they're going to feel when their life is different. So if all the items on your board trigger that emotional response, then you're absolutely dead on, that you're doing your vision boards correctly. But vision boards can also be a piece of art. It could be like, this piece of art I'm going to hang in my new home when I get it. Or it could represent an emotion like freedom or joy or happiness. So vision boards are anything that triggers a visual response that then in turn triggers an emotional response to how you are going to feel once you have achieved or received what you're manifesting. Does that make sense? So we have vision boards that we make the old-fashioned way. We did them with the group during the week. We had some great fun and joy and love. But also we have, of course, digital technology now. There's amazing apps out there that you can use for vision boards. I'm not going to recommend one in particular because I don't use digital vision boards myself. I use old-fashioned papers and glue. But I do know of them, and I know that some people love them. I would also say, like, anything that you're looking at constantly should have an element of something that sparks joy in you. So if you're picking up your phone all the time, you could think about your background or your screensaver being something that reminds you of what it is that you're calling in. And remember, anything visual, like anything to do with a vision board, is to trigger a visual response that enacts or it brings about an emotional response to how your life is going to feel or how you're going to feel once this manifestation lands for you. So that's all I have time for, folks. That's gone a little bit over the 10 minutes I try and stick to, so I'm apologizing for that. But I will be back. I won't be talking about the law of attraction next week because I'm away surfing and camping, but I will be posting. And I will be back the following week then for the last two parts, part 5 and 6, which will be talking about evoking the emotion, bringing up the emotion, lingering on it, and using that as our fuel to create a rocket of desire. And then the last step, of course, is action. How do we take action? How do we follow the trail of breadcrumbs, the clues, and how do we prepare for our life when our item is that we manifest arrives for us? So as always, thank you so much for engaging and connecting. And I will be back next week from the lovely part of West Ireland, Sligo. And I will look forward to connecting with you all again then. So take care of yourselves and have a fabulous weekend. And I shall see you all next week. Thank you very much.